Hey friends, happy Friday, the 2nd of February. It's nice to be with you. I'm Father Bill Hill, priest at Holy Spirit Catholic Community in Rock Springs, Wyoming. I will share with you a reflection based on the daily readings. The daily readings are linked down below. Click the link, read the readings prayerfully, and then turn off the screen. Spend some time with God before you move on to other things. Today is the feast day of the presentation of the Lord, the 40th day after Christmas. This used to be the end of the Christmas season instead of the 10th-ish at the baptism of the Lord. Congratulations on making it through, dark times, and we've got a little bit more light. Today is oftentimes called Candlemas as well. Traditionally, candles for the year were blessed today. And the gospel speaks to us of light as well. So if you still have a little bit of that Christmas spirit left in you, a little bit of that light in the midst of darkness, those are going to be some of the themes that we wind up playing with today, okay? So I think we've got a first reading from Prophet Malachi. I'll try to hit the Psalm, and then Hebrews, and then Luke's Gospel. We do have kind of Christmassy themes today. Malachi would be a reading that we encountered once, if not twice, during the Advent season. And especially, to my understanding, the money lines are towards the top of it, right? I am sending my messenger to prepare the way before you, and suddenly there will come to the temple the Lord whom you seek. And remember, this is a prophet of the Old Testament speaking of the day of the Lord, not envisioning the incarnation and that the Lord would come to the temple as a helpless baby in mother's arms to fulfill the commandments of the law of Moses. And so there's a couple of ways that, I think that this passage is fun, right? Like there is, and suddenly God will come to the temple, and then there's also the surprising way that Jesus Christ fulfills this passage. How is God working in our life in unexpected ways, in ways that we may not appreciate or condone, right? Like, no, God, I told you this way. Why on earth are you doing this? I know that it might be for my benefit and for my blessing, but I told you this. How is the Lord acting in sudden and unexpected ways? And how might the Lord give you help in receiving that? The psalm is a psalm of ascents, speaking praise to God. It's Psalm number 24. Open up your gates, lift high your lintels, for the King of glory is going to enter. A psalm about God entering into Jerusalem, into the people, but also one that we occasionally will interpret in a more individualistic, devotional way of the Lord entering into our own hearts and into our own lives. And maybe as you pray that psalm, you pray that indeed the Lord would open the gates, lift high the lintels, and help you to receive the King of glory a little bit more fully in your heart. Okay. Second reading, Hebrews. There's a couple of places that you might want to pray for here. A little bit over halfway. This is where this is especially being picked up today about the incarnation, God made flesh, coming into our midst. Surely, God did not help the angels, which is kind of fun, right? Like higher spiritual beings. God didn't help the angels, but rather the descendants of Abraham. Therefore, he had to become like his brothers and sisters in every way. The suffering, the pain, the difficulty that you are experiencing, Jesus became like us to experience, to help us. And then the last two lines are ones that I find I pray into a fair amount. Because he himself was tested through what he suffered, he is able to help those who are being tested. How is the Lord testing you these days? Or how is life testing you these days? Be mindful, a couple of the gospel passages earlier this week, Jesus was ridiculed. People in his own hometown took offense at him. The Lord has been tested, and he knows what it's like to walk our walk. Where are we united to Jesus Christ in the pain of existence, and where are we invited to turn to him in our need? Gospel, Luke's Gospel. We have the story of the presentation, the 40th day. The parents of Jesus bring him in to offer the sacrifice of poor people, a couple pigeons, a couple turtle doves, firstborn male opening a womb. And There are two there who receive these parents. Simeon, whose words are recorded, whose words are prayed every night in the Liturgy of the Hours in night prayer, and Anna, the prophetess, whose words are not recorded, but who blesses and speaks words of blessing of God. Especially presentation, light and darkness, Candlemas, 40th day. A theme here are the words of Simeon, especially, my eyes have seen your salvation. And then, describing Jesus, a light for revelation to the Gentiles, right? How have you experienced salvation, the grace, the blessings, the presence, the nearness, the goodness of God in these days? And where are there places of light in your life? Still, darkness reigns. So easy to see the dark. And that can be physical, that can be, moral or whatever, metaphorical. How is there light in your life? And may we rejoice in that these days. All right, friends, happy feast of the presentation. Read those readings prayerfully, then turn off the screen. A time of silence, may it be a blessing for you. Pray for folks that are having a hard time. Pray for peace in this world. God bless y'all.